The snow fell in thick, silent sheets across the darkened streets of Riverside, transforming the shabby neighborhood into something almost magical. Almost. Marcus Bennett hunched his shoulders against the bitter cold as he trudged toward the convenience store, his breath forming white clouds in the December air. His worn jacket, the same one he'd had for 5 years, did little against the wind that seemed determined to cut straight through to his bones. Christmas Eve. The words tasted bitter in his mouth. 3 years ago, those words had meant something. They'd meant his wife Sarah's laughter as she decorated cookies with their daughter Emma, meant the warm glow of their little apartment, meant hope. Now they just meant another day of barely scraping by, another reminder of everything he'd lost. The store's fluorescent lights buzzed overhead as Marcus grabbed a loaf of bread, some peanut butter, and a small carton of milk. His hand hovered over a chocolate bar, Emma's favorite, before he checked his wallet. $14.32. The chocolate went back on the shelf. The groceries came to $12.50, leaving him with enough for maybe 2 more days if they were careful. His construction job had dried up 2 weeks ago when the site shut down for winter, and his next paycheck from the warehouse wouldn't come until after New Year's. He was counting his change when he heard it, a sound so faint he almost missed it beneath the tinny Christmas music playing through the store's speakers. A whimper. A child's whimper. Marcus froze, his head tilting. There it was again, coming from behind the building. He grabbed his groceries and pushed through the door, the bell jingling cheerfully behind him. The alley beside the store was dark, illuminated only by a single flickering streetlight. And there, huddled against the brick wall on top of 2 black trash bags, were 2 little girls. They couldn't have been more than 6 or 7 years old. Identical twins, he realized as he moved closer, with matted dark hair and matching pink jackets so thin they might as well have been paper. Their faces were streaked with dirt and tears, their lips tinged blue from the cold. One was awake, her eyes wide with terror as she watched him approach. The other slept fitfully, shivering even in her sleep. Jesus, Marcus breathed, dropping to his knees beside them. The awake girl flinched, pressing herself against her sister. Hey, it's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. My name is Marcus. What's yours? The girl stared at him, her dark eyes too old for her young face. She said nothing, just wrapped her arms tighter around her sleeping sister. Marcus's mind raced. Where were their parents? How long had they been out here? The temperature was dropping fast, if they stayed out here much longer. He didn't want to finish that thought. Are you hungry? He asked gently. The girl's eyes flicked to the grocery bag in his hand, betraying her. Marcus reached in and pulled out the bread, tearing off a piece and offering it to her. She snatched it from his hand and devoured it in seconds, then looked at him with something between gratitude and desperation. What's your name, sweetheart? Lily, she whispered, her voice hoarse. That's Rose. She gestured to her sister, who stirred but didn't wake. Where are your parents, Lily? Her face crumpled. Mama's gone. We waited and waited, but she didn't come back. A lady said we couldn't stay in the shelter no more because we made too much noise, and then Mama said she'd be right back, but... Her voice broke. That was yesterday morning. Marcus felt something crack inside his chest. Yesterday morning. These babies had been out here for more than 24 hours, on Christmas Eve, waiting for a mother who might never return. His hands were shaking as he gently touched Rose's shoulder. She was burning up with fever. Lily, I need to take you and your sister somewhere warm, okay? You need help. No. Lily's voice was sharp with panic. If we go, Mama won't know where to find us. We have to wait. Lily, your sister is sick. Very sick. If we don't get her somewhere warm soon, she could. He stopped himself. Please. Let me help you. I promise we'll leave information about where you are so your mama can find you. He could see the internal war playing out on her small face. Finally, she nodded, tears streaming down her cheeks. Marcus gathered Rose into his arms. She weighed almost nothing, and helped Lily to her feet. The trash bags they'd been sleeping on rustled, and something caught his eye. A manila folder, partially hidden beneath where Rose had been lying. With his free hand, he grabbed it and tucked it under his arm. The walk to his apartment took 15 minutes that felt like 15 hours. Rose's fever-hot head lolled against his shoulder while Lily trudged beside him, carrying his groceries without being asked. She didn't complain once, though he could see her limping. Their apartment was small and shabby, but it was warm. Emma was curled up on the couch watching an old Christmas special on their tiny television when they walked in. She jumped up, her eyes going wide. "Daddy, who?" "Emma, honey, I need your help. Can you get some blankets? These girls need to warm up." To her credit, his 9-year-old daughter didn't hesitate. She ran to the closet while Marcus laid Rose gently on the couch and started removing the girls' wet, threadbare jackets. Emma returned with every blanket they owned, her face full of concern. "Daddy, that one's really hot." "I know, baby. I'm going to call for help." But when Marcus reached for his phone, Lily grabbed his arm with surprising strength. "No police. No hospitals. They'll split us up. The lady at the shelter said if someone finds us they'll put us in different homes and we'll never see each other again." Marcus knelt to her eye level. "Lily, I won't let that happen. But your sister needs a doctor. She just needs medicine. Please. Please don't call them. They'll take us away from each other. We're all we have." The raw desperation in her voice stopped him cold. He looked at Emma, who was already spreading blankets over Rose. His daughter had lost her mother to cancer 2 years ago. She understood what it meant to have your world ripped apart. She met his eyes and gave a small nod. "Okay," Marcus said, making a decision that might have been crazy but felt absolutely right. "Okay. No calls tonight. But if Rose gets worse, all bets are off. Deal?" Lily nodded, her whole body sagging with relief. The next few hours were a blur. Marcus dug out the children's fever reducer left over from Emma's last cold and managed to get some into Rose. He made them all peanut butter sandwiches and heated up the last can of chicken soup in the cupboard. While Rose slept and the other girls ate, he remembered the manila folder. Inside were documents that painted a heartbreaking picture. Medical records showing that the twins had been in and out of hospitals for the first 2 years of their life, premature babies who'd fought hard to survive. School records showing they'd attended 4 different elementary schools in 2 years. A crumpled eviction notice dated 3 weeks ago. And at the bottom, a letter written in shaky handwriting on notebook paper. "To whoever finds my girls," it began. Marcus's hands trembled as he read. The mother, Jennifer Walsh, had been fighting breast cancer while trying to keep her daughters fed and housed. She'd lost her job, then her apartment. They'd bounced between shelters, but Jennifer's health kept declining. The letter explained that she'd gone to the emergency room the day before, knowing she couldn't wait any longer, terrified the girls would be taken into foster care. She'd left them at the shelter with instructions to wait, but apparently things hadn't gone as planned. The letter ended with a plea, "Please keep them together. They're twins. They need each other. They're good girls. So good. They deserve better than what I could give them. I love them more than life itself." Marcus sat at his tiny kitchen table and wept. For these girls. For their mother who'd been so desperate and so brave. For his own Emma, who'd lost so much. For himself, struggling every day to be enough for his daughter. For every parent in the world just trying to protect their children from a hard world that didn't seem to care. "Mr. Marcus?" He looked up to find Lily standing in the doorway, watching him with those 2 old eyes. "You found Mama's letter." "Yeah, sweetheart. I did. Is she dead?